Hi, I'm Dr. Damon Miller. I'm your organic MD. I'm the organic MD, and you can find the recipe for the fruit smoothie we're about to make at www.organicmd.com. The fruit smoothie is a great one for breakfast, and with the oil and the protein and all the things we're going to add, it will carry you all the way to lunch. And so we're just going to start here taking a look at our spread. There are quite a number of things here, but once you have all of these in your kitchen, this goes together quite quickly. And there are a few ingredients here that are common to the smoothie. So these are things you're going to want to stock. We're going to base this on cranberry juice. Cranberry juice is a little concentrated, so we're only going to use a little over half a cup of this, and then the rest is going to be filtered water. Coming over here, we use Gyrodophilis. This is a probiotic. I believe probiotics should be a part of everybody's diet. And I like this brand. Gyro is very widely available in this country. This particular one, the Gyrodophilis EPS, I like because it doesn't need to be refrigerated, so it keeps its potency. It's good if you travel a lot. Has a very high potency, 5 billion units. These basically make sure that the things that are living in your gut are healthy things. And these are vegetable gelatin capsules. We're just going to drop these into the blender and they will literally disappear into the mix. Coming over here to look at our fruits. We're filming this in the middle of summer, and so we have quite a nice selection of organic and locally grown fruits for our smoothie. We're going to be using an apple today. The apple adds fiber. It also makes a nice texture. It makes the smoothie have a little bit of texture. It isn't so runny. We're going to be using grapes. Grapes have a lot of flavonoids, vitamins. They also have, the red grapes have resveratrol in them. Fresh organically grown strawberries. We're going to include a fresh organic peach. We're also going to include some frozen fruit, some blueberries. Blueberries are a great source of flavonoids and vitamins. And these are wild, small blueberries. Frozen fruit is often a very good choice. That may be the only thing you can find in the middle of winter, but frozen fruit is usually it's frozen the day that it's picked. So often the vitamin content of frozen fruit is better than some fresh fruit that's been sitting around in the supermarket for too long. We're going to be using protein. The protein is going to be in the form of hemp protein. I love hemp protein. I think it's a great source of protein. It's one of the few vegetable proteins that's complete. It has all of the essential amino acids. And this is organic and imported from Canada. Also has a nice mix of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, adds a nice texture, and also just a nice flavor. Some of the other things we're going to be adding, we're going to add a little flax seed, some walnuts. This is what the hemp seeds look like. We're going to be adding some minerals, and I want to go through some of these things. And a couple of the vitamins that we would normally take during the day, these can just be put into the smoothie. So it's a way of adding all these things together, and it just becomes your meal for breakfast, and very tasty. Some of the other things that go in, I showed you the flaxseed. This is just how we use this. We keep this in the freezer. It tends to go rancid quite quickly. We're going to be adding some minerals here in the form of carbonates. These mix in well. They don't have any taste, and it just gives more minerals for our smoothie. We're going to be adding oil. I've chosen flax oil for today. It's about 75% omega-3. We all need much more omega-3. The oil both adds omega-3s into our diet. It's part of a meal now, not a handful of pills. The oil is also what allows this to have some staying power. This way you're not starving in the middle of the morning. So the oil, whether you use hemp oil or flax oil, your choice of what kind of oil you put in, I recommend an omega-3 oil, and you want a fair amount of that. We're going to add a couple of tablespoons of that. And then we're going to add an algae extract here, Stem Enhance. This is a supplement that I recommend to a lot of people, that I take myself. It helps increase the circulating levels of stem cells in your body. This is just some filtered water. Need a little water to make sure this all blends well. And if you really feel you need a little more sweetness, you can use agave syrup here. This is an organic agave syrup. Agave syrup is it's very sweet, but it doesn't raise your blood sugar. It doesn't cause insulin resistance the way that honey and some other things do. So I'm quite fond of agave syrup. And the final thing that we haven't talked about here, which is something I like a lot, is there are different brands of this. We're going to be using a brand from Lifestar called glutathione. This is a cysteine extract. This is derived from milk, but it's a purified extract. They've left behind most of the albumin and the whey and the casein and the other things in milk that tend to give people trouble. the cysteine is a really important nutrient for human beings because it's the precursor to glutathione. Glutathione is something most of us are low in. It gets consumed because glutathione is how we get rid of toxins. And so the cysteine is a very easy way to keep your glutathione levels high. This is something that we're going to be adding at the very end. It doesn't like being blended very much, so we're going to just add it at the end and at slow speed, just mix it in. You can also just mix it in at the last minute with a fork. So let's get started. This is Mom's blender here. You don't need a high-tech blender to make this kind of smoothie. Everything we're going to put in here will blend up quite well. I'm going to start with some cranberry juice. We'll add about, not quite a cup of this. And this is very concentrated stuff, and so you don't need a whole lot of it to flavor the entire smoothie. It adds a nice tartness to it on top of all of these sweet fruits we're going to be adding. I'm going to go ahead and just add the walnuts here. This is about 1/3 to 1/2 cup of walnuts. And some of these other things just to get them out of the way. I'll put this aside for now. These are the stem enhance and the Gyrodophilis that we had. So I'm just going to dump those in. The minerals here, we're just going to add about a teaspoon of these. This is a double serving we're making here. There are a lot of hungry mouths to feed in this studio. And our hemp protein, I've already measured this out. This is 6 tablespoons. 3 tablespoons is a serving, and that's a little over 10 grams of protein. You want 15 grams of protein for a breakfast. You want a minimum of 15 grams of protein. And so between the walnuts and the hemp, just going to add a little bit of flax meal here, about 1.5 tablespoons. And we'll come over here. We're going to add just some grapes. Take off some of these. All this has been washed beforehand. So we'll add about 1/2 cup. Now remember, 1/2 cup, that's this 1/2 cup here, that's what a 1/2 cup looks like. 1/2 cup is a standard serving of fruits or vegetables. So when you hear about a serving, they're talking about a 1/2 cup serving. And by the time, this peach here, this is easily a couple of servings. By the time we get done with this, we're going to have, for each one of these smoothies, making 2 smoothies here, each one will have 6 or 7 servings of fruits. I may not use a whole apple here. When you consider you need 11 servings of fruit per day, you're getting, easily over half of what you need just from this smoothie. Organic strawberries. Boy, if there's one fruit you want to eat organic, it is strawberries. Strawberries, they just use such toxic stuff when they're not organic, and I really recommend that be the one thing that's always organic. So we've added just about everything here. Need to add the oil still. I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of oil. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. I'll tell you, you cannot get enough omega-3 fatty acids. And final thing here, we just need some of these frozen blueberries. These are wild blueberries, and blueberries are just such a rich source of flavonoids and antioxidants. And these little wild frozen, they're not available all the time, but I love them when they are. Okay, now we just need some water here. Now there's so much sweet fruit. The apples are sweet, the grapes are sweet, the strawberries are sweet, that it's not really necessary to add any sweetener, but just for the sake of completeness, I'm going to add just a little of the agave syrup. And that's pretty much it. It's ready to go. Okay, I know that's a little noisy. We're going to blend this just until probably about a minute, but you can see the particles in here, and as this blends, you can just kind of watch it. And when you don't really see any large particles floating around anymore, it's probably done. Okay, well, it didn't need quite a minute there. I'm going to pour off just a little of this so that we can actually be able to get some glutathione into it. Some cysteine in. So again, a serving of cysteine is about 2 of these little scoops. So since this is a double batch, we're going to add about 4 of those. And again, we're not going to really blend this. We're just going to use the blender to kind of mix it in. You could do this with a fork. And so, ready to go. Now, the proof here is in the pudding. Let's see how this tasted. Now, because you use different fruits and things, it's always a little bit of a different taste, and you very quickly learn what you like, what you don't like. But you can modify this so that it suits your palate. I love the blueberries. It makes it really a really nice color. This purple is just beautiful. So, awesome. Boy, oh, that's really good. This one came out really good. I'm really proud of myself on this one. Children love this. It doesn't have dairy in it. It's a little different than the ones you see at Jamba Juice and things like this. No ice cream, no sherbet or anything like that. You could add a little ice if you really like it cold. But again, because we've reduced it in volume, this is 6 servings, easily 6 servings of fruits. And with the added vitamins, minerals, things, this is a complete meal. And this will carry you through till lunch. So, to your health, this is Dr. Damon Miller. I'm in Palo Alto, California. I'm the Organic MD, and the recipe for our smoothie today is at www.organicmd.com. We welcome your comments and also suggestions about other things you'd like to see us put together here in the kitchen of the Organic MD. Thank you, and until next time, be healthy.